Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. After my last video, some of you wanted me to do a question and answer session, and I really thank you for sending me all these wonderful questions. Frankly speaking, I wasn't expecting these many questions. I thought probably one or two, but there are a good lot of questions, and it will be my pleasure to actually be involved with my followers in this fashion. So thank you so much. I have 6 of you sent me your questions, and each one of you have a set of questions. So I will go through each one of them. So the first one is from JaneTheJubilant. Thank you so much, Jane, for sending these questions. So the question is, any fragrance or fragrance note that negatively affects me, like giving me sniffles or sneezes, and what made me start a YouTube fragrance channel? So first is, any fragrance that makes me have sniffles or sneezes? No, thankfully not. I'm pretty tolerant to even strong fragrances. However, in terms of getting affected negatively, as in if it changes your mood, if that's how I put it, strong leather fragrances, I find them repulsive. And animalic oud, animalic leathers is the one which I don't like, and that may change my mood, and I would not want to be near a person who is actually wearing that strong fragrance, which I don't like. And I think that would be the case with anyone. If they don't like, they wouldn't want to be around that person. So yeah, but thankfully, as I said, I don't have any allergies or any sniffles or sneezes, or any negative health impact from any of my fragrances. Thankfully, I would say I'm a bit lucky on that part, because I know there are people who face this, and as a result of those reactions, they are not able to enjoy those notes or those fragrances. So yeah, then is what made me start my fragrance YouTube channel. I have been into fragrances heavily in the last, I think, 3 or 4 years, but my fragrance journey started during my childhood. My father had his business, and as a part of that business, he used to get samples of Davidoff cool water. Those are my first memories of a good perfume. And boy, we used to love it. And whenever those samples used to come, and we used to keep that for special occasions. So my fragrance journey started at that time. I was like, what, 12, 13 years old. And then I remember having a fragrance called One Man Show, which I used to keep for all those special occasions, such as parties in high school and right into my university. It's only in last 3-4 years when I have started accumulating all the fragrances. Initially, I started off with just designer brands, and then I think this story is same with any of the fragrance content collector, fragrance enthusiasts, fragrance collectors, whatever you call them. They start off with maybe a smaller brands, they go to designer brands, and then they go into niche brands, and then following that they go to ultra niche brands. I think I have not reached the ultra niche bit, but yes, I am into niche mostly. And when I had all these fragrances, I just wanted to share my thoughts, and I am really glad that you all like my content. Everyone has a different nose. Everyone would pick up different notes, and it's all about you enjoying that fragrance. It's all about how it makes you feel. So yeah, I think that is what started it all, and I'm loving it. I'm actually loving it. So moving on, what's that smell? Sent a set of questions saying which is my least favorite fragrance, and any fragrance that I smell everywhere. And last question from him or her, I don't know, is, has my nose improved since I first got into fragrances? So my least favorite fragrance is, I think you will agree with me, it is Sauvage by Dior. It's not that it's not a good fragrance, it's a well performing, well projecting fragrance, but that is the one which everyone wears. And I don't like that. I know I used to love it at some point, but I have almost what 90% of my bottle still left. But probably, yeah, my children might use it when they grow up and go into universities, maybe then, but I don't see myself using that very often. It's just catching dust on my shelf. So yeah, I think that is the least favorite. And moving on to the related question, that one fragrance that I smell everywhere is Dior Sauvage. And the other one is Creed Aventus. I like Creed Aventus. It's not my least favorite. Let me be clear. I love that scent. But yes, that is one fragrance that I find so many of the people around me, they wear it. So yeah. And has my nose improved since I first got into fragrance? Oh, yes, it has. I think it has improved by leaps and bounds. I'm now able to pick up the notes which are at the background, and I'm able to appreciate the perfumer's artistry, because perfumery itself is an art. Initially, for me, perfume was, oh yeah, it makes you feel good, you smell good, that's it. But now, when that changes happen, I just love that. I generally don't tend to enjoy straight fragrances. Straight fragrances are those which don't change their notes with time. I like complex ones. I like the ones which change their profile, as the time goes on. So yeah, thank you for that question. Then the next set of question is from Theladycleo, and she asked me any funny or embarrassing reactions to any fragrances that I have worn, and vice versa, that I have reacted in a funny way to a fragrance any other person has worn. And she's asking me about fragrance challenges. Exactly, I don't understand what fragrance challenges is all about. So I will give that one a pass. I'm sorry. So any funny or embarrassing reactions? Not funny, but yes, one embarrassing reaction. If you've seen my previous video, it was with tobacco oud. One of my colleagues actually complained that my fragrance was too strong for him. I don't like those comments, basically. But anyways, this was it, and that it made me realize that how strong that fragrance is, and hence, I tend to avoid it in certain situations, which I think will answer the question the next person have sent. So yeah, thank you, Lady Cleo, for your questions. Next is from Whenyourestrange. The questions are: any fragrance that I would want to avoid wearing at a certain situations, like on a job or a plane. So yeah, tobacco oud, yeah, definitely. So having said that, any strong or bold fragrances in a closed space is what I don't want to wear, because I don't want to be the center of attraction due to the fragrance. I want my presence to be felt, but not the center of attraction, especially in an embarrassing way. So yeah, I would want myself to feel good. Some of you may differ in this opinion, because there are people who love bold fragrances who would want to make that statement. So, but I am of the opinion that if you are feeling that way, then probably it's fine. But many a times I want to feel good about myself, and that's what my fragrances are all about. But I don't want to be a center of attraction, especially in a packed room. However, if I am at a party, which is a big hall, we are going out, yes, then I think I will wear a bold fragrance, because that will last long. It's an open environment, and I don't think that will be inducing any negative reactions from anyone. So then the next question is from user formerly known as T. The question is: outside of fragrances, what has been the worst smell that I have experienced, and any weird smells that I like? So I am actually a medical doctor, so I do come across all sorts of weird smells in the hospital. Let me not go into it. It can be the smells coming from body fluids, it could be smell from chemicals, it could be smells from the medicines. So yes, I do experience a lot of weird smells. But one of the weird smell that I like, it may not be all that weird. I like the smell of petroleum. At a petrol pump, when that whiffs of petroleum come, oh, I actually like that. I'm not a sniff addict, but yes, I do like the smell of petroleum. That may be weird to some, and it may be normal for some. So yes, I think that is the weird smell that I can think of right now. And the last set of question is from Liam GD4QI. This person has actually very kindly requested me to play out a scenario, trying to source weird smell within the house. I'm sorry, Liam, I don't think I'll be able to do that now. I'm not a good actor. Seriously, I'm not a good actor. So probably I will give it a pass. But the other part of the question is, any good stories about me sniffing around to find a source of a strange smell? Yes, I do have a story about it. So this was about a year and a half ago. On one of the weekends, I think I had gone out for some daily chores. I came back and I just went to my back garden and I started to smell something really very weird. I hadn't smelled anything like that before. It was very earthy smell. So I'm just sniffing around my back garden. From where is it coming? Where is it coming? And then I call my family members and you can smell this. Oh, they are. They're saying, yeah, they can smell, but don't know from where that source is. So one of my neighbors, he was also outside, and we just asked him, do you smell that? He said, yeah, that's weed. And then, whoa, what? Weed? So, that was the very first time I actually smelled weed. I didn't know what weed smells like. So, yeah, I think that was my first experience with weed. And, I've never smoked weed. I'm sorry, I'm a very boring guy. And, in universities, you may have done it, but no, I have not done it. I have not experienced that. But yes, that was my very first experience with the smell of weed. And yeah, I will not forget how it smells like. So guys, those were the set of questions from my beautiful subscribers. Thank you so much for sending these questions. If you have any other questions, please feel free to ask. I will be be in touch with you through my community posts, which thank you for directing me to that part, because I'm a newbie in this content creation. I'm really making my way around what all other things can be done, and I thank you to directing me towards that part, which actually makes me interact with you guys really more. And this is one way I felt I can be closer to you as well. So yep, thank you so much, and I request you to please kindly share my videos with everyone, and just keep smelling great. And yes, hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.